Hi, I'm Jan Chisholm. My mission in life is to get people back on their bikes, or new cyclists to confidently ride a bike. And I'm here today at County Hall, Morpeth, combining the resources of Cycling UK and Northumberland County Council to put on 3 events here. Doctor Bike, so I've got a mechanic who will come and fix or safety check your bike. Secondly, at 10 o'clock we're going to do some confident cycle training. That'll take about an hour and a half, get people to, in a safe environment, to learn to signal, learn to go through the gears, learn to brake properly to help that confidence. And there's this afternoon at 12:30 we're going to do some road cycling, and we'll teach you how to handle the bike, the Bikeability way, to make you more confident cycling in traffic.
Now, I believe you're a Bikeability instructor. Tell us what that's all about and what it involves.
Sure. I mean, Bikeability is the new cycling proficiency. It's the government standard, which is rolled out widely in schools, but not so widely with adults. And it is it's a safety standard for teaching to ride a bike confidently and safely.
And what sort of range of people do you teach?
My aspiration is new and returning cyclists, but people who are already cyclists quite often benefit from the road safety training. So happy to take any level, really. But
today, particularly the emphasis on people who perhaps have cycled in the past and have lost some of those skills, is that right?
Yeah, I get a lot of people that are sort of thinking about the sort of climate message or want to buy an e-bike or something like that, but have driven for the last 30 years or something. And cycling and traffic and road and driving a car are very different things, really. So I want to support people on that sort of return to cycling journey. And yes, any level. I've had many people that can't balance, but we talk through we manage to get them to balance, to be confident at bike handling, and then go out into the road. It does actually change people's perceptions and changes people's lives, because it's a fun activity, and it's good for your health and well-being. It's good for the climate.
Now, the courses, are they free, or do they have to be paid for?
So we're funded today by Cycling UK and the big Northumberland gear change. Currently, so Cycling UK's one-off events, big bike revival, but big Northumberland gear change can offer individuals who live or work in Northumberland up to 2 hours of cycle training with me, and that's funded until the end of the year.
And how long do the courses last?
So you get two hours of free training with me. If you've got some friends, we could you have 2 friends maybe, you can make it up to 6 hours. Ideally, Bikeability says 4 to 5 hours would give you a solid foundation of training. So a couple of hours would get you well on your way to being a confident cyclist, but if you want to go that bit further, we can be commissioned.
Now, I believe that there are some other things happening today as well. You're introducing people to the joys of electric bikes as well, is that right? That's
right, and that's part of the Northumberland County Council offer. Try an e-bike, and it's just behind us over there. And I have to say, it's good. I've tried it myself. I am a cyclist generally, but it is really quite easy to handle, and I think, without going into sort of buying an expensive e-bike, try this one first.
Now, you mentioned expense there. I mean, obviously cycling's a lot less expensive than running a car, but how much does it cost for people to cycle? What's the average price of a bike?
Well, how long's a piece of string, really? You can get on the road very cheaply. I would say you could get a bike for £50. Not new, obviously. That would be a recycled, upcycled bike. There are a few businesses, Northumberland, Tyneside, that or social enterprises that do upcycling of bikes. You've then obviously got no running costs, but you do need to service your bike now and again, you know, a couple of times a year to make sure the brakes and the gears are working.
Now, I think that's something else which is happening today. You've got a bike doctor on site, haven't you?
We have. Dr. Bike is behind me there. He's inspecting bikes, and he will do your safety check on your bikes and make sure those gears and those brakes are working, and he'll give you his opinion on that bike and discuss with him if it needs further work. But that will again get you on your road to confident cycling, to know that your bike is safe.
Are there people who come along who've never cycled before?
Yeah, most definitely, and that can be any age really. There's some young people in the 20s, 30s that haven't ridden bikes and want to start. Children can't always cycle confidently straight away. Some people can jump on a bike and think it's great, but for some people it's quite a hard job. It is about coordinating a lot of things. You've got to coordinate your brakes, you're looking, you're signalling. Can you manage the gears? There's quite a lot to learn to make the ride run smoothly.
And if people want to get in touch or get involved or take part in these classes, how do they do that? Yeah,
well, the County Council is promoting it as but you get in touch with me, and it's an email address, info@cyclewithjan.co.uk, and you can look at my Facebook or website, Cycle with Jan, and that should lead you to this.
Hello, my name is Neil McGowan, and I'm here today as the Dr. Bike, the bike doctor, doing basic health checks and safety checks.
Tell us a little bit about the importance of looking after a bike, and indeed do a lot of the people who turn up at these sessions, do they look after their bikes properly?
It's generally the case that a lot of people spend most of their time riding their bikes rather than looking after their bikes. I think bikes are generally taken out of the garage, ridden and put back into the garage, and people don't pay much attention to how safe they are or how much they're wearing out. If you spend 10 minutes with a bike, you can get to know it, and you can get to tell which parts are safe, which parts aren't safe, and which parts are actually starting to become a problem.
What are the problem areas? What sort of things go wrong?
Problems can occur with tyres, especially. This bike has splits in the tyres that the rider didn't know anything about. Things become loose, things can rattle, things can start to make a noise. So if you have any part of your bike that's making a rattle or a click or a clunk or a squeak, it's usually a sign that it's in need of some type of maintenance or some sort of check. Parts wear out. The drivetrain on a bike, especially the chain, comes under a lot of stress, and if you're commuting on your bike and you're riding in some quite wet and dirty conditions, all that rubbish on the road is attracted to your drivetrain, and that can increase the wear on those components. And if you don't check those regularly, although your bike will stay safe, it will cost you a lot of money when you have to come to replace those parts.
Does it really pay to keep on top of all these things?
It absolutely does. If you can catch something early, you'll save yourself quite an expensive repair bill.
So in short, spending a little time and effort now can save you a lot of expense later on.
Yeah, a little time and effort can save a lot of money. Ride your bike, it's great, but also just spend a little bit of time cleaning it and looking after it.